In this video, we'll be doing an OEM upgrade of my MINI's entertainment system. So we're going from the smaller screen, non-touchscreen, to the full touchscreen with Apple CarPlay, as well as updated to the brand new 2022 facelift interface. Please check to make sure you're subscribed, as it helps us out more than you can imagine. My name is Ethan and welcome to Car Creations. We would just like to take a second to thank BimmerFixes for their huge support in helping us with this project. And if you want to get a hold of this system, please watch the end of the video where we'll tell you how you can get one for yourself. So before we begin, we need equipment. So what exactly do I have today? So first of all, we just have a T20, and then I have this trim removal kit. I'll leave the link for those in the description, and if you guys get them off Amazon, it can actually help our channel out a little bit. And then for what we're going to install, here is the Wi-Fi antenna. This is for the USB because the new connectors on the new head unit won't work. And then coming over here, I haven't unwrapped this yet because it's a little bit dusty out here, so I'm gonna wait to unwrap it for when we actually put it in the car. But here's the new iDrive controller. Here's the new screen right here, the brand new touchscreen for my car. And then last of all, here is the new head unit. So without any further ado, let's get into the car and start taking things apart. All right, so the first step that we're gonna do is take off this center piece in the middle. So to take off the center piece, we're just gonna take some of our trim pieces from our kit, and I'm just gonna try the large one first, and then I'm gonna go to the smaller one. Okay, let's use the little one. There, that's the sound I'm listening for. There. And now this piece is popped out. If you have a speaker, be even more careful, because you don't want to wreck anything. So now we come to this center thing here. You should just be able to twist it sideways. Off it comes. Again, that is a piano black like material, so be careful that you don't scratch it. So now we just have to release a tab here that will let this come out. However, before we do that, we're just going to use my Torx 20 or my T20 screwdriver, and we're just going to release these two screws right here. Don't lose them.
You're going to lose them, aren't you?
So the last time I worked on the interior of my car, I donated a few screws to my car, so determined not to do that this time. Now we can stick this up here. And just be careful, because I have seen people accidentally break it. Now, although I'm doing this on my Clubman, this does work on any other Mini Cooper. Alright, so we figured out why we couldn't get this off. It's because we actually need to take these off, which are a lot easier to take off than you would think. So you literally just carefully pull straight out. And then this pulls straight out. And voila! We're gonna have to transfer these wires onto the new screens. Let's just take these out. Oh, that's easy. Okay, so we've labeled them all, so take out the hazards. Okay. Took out the right of the screen. These are the buttons. There's little, see, everything should have these little tabs. It makes things a lot easier. There's the buttons. This is the lighting. Then we come to the hard one.
Just yank it.
Just break it.
Yeah. Use a pair of wire cutters.
Okay, we got everything unplugged and tagged. This little one that we're having a problem with, we had to pull carefully with a set of pliers, and then we noticed that as we pulled, a little tab kind of came away a little bit, so we pushed that in, and then it came right out. We did notice that the reason why we couldn't find the tab when we were taking this out, because it was actually broken off. So, yeah. It's not a big deal because there's still these tabs, but we're also going to replace this entire unit, so we're not worried about that at all. Now, the next step is to pull this thing out here. I guess we can undo these screws here and see what happens. I'm sorry if it's a little bit windy at any point, but we live on a mountain, so there's that. And it's also spring in Canada.
Oh,
there.
Look at that.
2 screws, the entire thing comes towards you. It's kind of cool. All right.
That's a lot of wires.
This is a lot of wires. There's a tied up wire up here for some reason. I'm not sure where that is. Can you see that in the video? If anyone knows what that is, let us know. All right, so what we're going to do, we're just going to tag all these and then we're gonna disconnect these. Now, as a side note, if you look in here, you can see these two dots, like two little dots inside two circles. That is what you want to check for to see if your car can take a MOST cable. And if your car can take a MOST cable, then you will be able to upgrade to the digital dash. Joshua gave me his knife so we can get into this. Ah, the wind! Welcome to the new 2020 head unit. The model of this head unit is the NBT Evo. So here's the difference between the old head unit and the new one. This one's quite a bit thicker. Something interesting to note, so those cables I was talking about in here that you want to check for to see if your MOST cable will fit for installing the digital dash, this is what it looks like in here. Okay, let's get these transferred over. So this, you just pull this down like so, and then it pops right out. And that is the most satisfying thing you'll ever do in your entire life. And then these have these weird clips, so I'm just gonna go along and push them all up, like so. Unclipping these clips is the hardest part of this entire install, so just take it slow and slowly work them free. Don't try to break them free like we did, as they are delicate fiber optic cables. Alright, so we got one off, so it's literally you just have to work at it. So we lift that up, and then you just elbow grease really in there. Why do these look different? What do you mean? Then what? Look at the insides of these, look like I think you left the inside on there. I did. I just pulled it right off. So that's dandy. Oh, wait. I know what we have to do to pull it out here. So what happened was Joshua pulled so hard that he pulled the surrounding out with it. We managed to fix it, so we're all good. Okay, so we have those off, and now let's try to take these other ones off now. Okay, so apparently you just push this down here. And then these, well, that's easy as anything. Why can't they just make all of them just as easy? And that one's off. That is all these disconnected from the old head unit. All right, so while this is all out, what we're going to do now is replace this controller right here with the brand new iDrive controller. So in order to get this out, we have to remove this ring and then remove this trim. I heard it's easy as just popping this off. Which, surprise, surprise, it is. Okay, and then to get this off, let's just move this back out of the way. You just carefully pry in around the edges. Whoa, why is it so easy?
We're not used to that on Car Creations.
When you have the tools though, right?
Just snap, crackle, and pop your way to victory.
There you go.
Look at that.
Okay, so this comes off from there.
Right there. Yep, just like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, and we just need this to come up here. Pop. Nice, and now we have access to the controller underneath. All right, so these cables will be the death of me. So this came from right here, and in order to get it out, as you're pulling down, you have to reach in with your fingernail and lift this out like this, and then it'll come out easier. T20. Okay, so this drops down. See this little clip at the top? Huh, I haven't seen a clip. Oh, yep, there it comes right out. All right, so we have this out. Now we just have to replace it with a new one. Looks good. This will really make it. Oh yeah, guys. All right, so let's get this fed back in. Voila, plugged in. All right, so then we have to get this off because we have to run a new cable to this USB here. There we go. We need to rerun a few of these cables. The head unit has slightly different plugs. So this side, while this side remains the same, where it plugs into the head unit is a little bit different. So we take the new USB wire and we have to run it down through the back of here, down to where the USB is. It's actually not that hard. It took me probably 2 minutes off camera. It turns out that the right angle has to go into the head unit. So make sure that you put the one that heads straight into the USB slot. So let's just plug it in. That's that. And now we can plug all this back up. It was a little bit harder than I would have liked, but I guess that's the way it is. Oh, wind. So let's get the head unit all hooked up now. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, we have to get a new antenna for the Wi-Fi. So then that just plugs in WLAN spot right here. And then the new cable for the screen plugs in right here. And then the cable that we just set up to go down to the USB down there, we're just gonna plug it into the white slot here. And then this cable right here is for the Bluetooth. So I'm just gonna plug that into the Bluetooth spot right here. This old white cable we can just push down out of the way because we're not using that anymore. And then these two black and white we can plug in over here, and this pink one we can just move out of the way. We won't use that. All right, so I'm gonna put this in before I put the last cables because they are troublesome. So to put this in, you just push in and then lock it in place. And then these, we just have to, man, they go on a whole lot easier than taking them off. Push that down. This should be all connected. Out it comes, look at that, our brand new touchscreen. All right, so what we're gonna do now is screw in the head unit and then we're gonna get the screen connected. So we just have to carefully try to feed this back here. And then this piece right here, we're not gonna, this is the antenna for the Wi-Fi. My phone's gonna be literally right here. So I'm just gonna push this wire back here. So here's our brand new touchscreen. So let's get this connected. So big nice flat guy goes at the bottom. And then this one's for the hazards. This goes in the top. This one goes on the, they changed it around on the screen. So where it was on the left of my old screen, it's on the bottom of this screen. And then this is for the lighting around the unit. And that just plugs into the top. And then finally, we have our fiber optics cable that we installed. And that just plugs in right here. What we're going to do is turn on the car and make sure everything's all hooked up before we do the final coating to set everything up properly. Turning on the car for the first time. Let's see how this goes. Oh, look at that, guys. Mini logo. Guys, look at this. Okay, before we go into that, I'm just gonna check, make sure everything's all coded up right, and we'll get back to you in a second. All right, so we had a little bit of trouble putting this back on. We just had to rearrange some of the wires behind just to get it to sit. And then we put these trim pieces back on. All right, this one goes down. There we go. Slide into place, and voila. So we got into remote in, it's all coded up. We have all the features working that we wanted working. And stay tuned, because probably not next week, but the week after, I'm gonna do a little review of the system itself. So maybe you guys can figure out whether you think it's worth it for yourself. Look at this. Apple CarPlay. Okay, let's play a song through it. Find something that isn't copyrighted. Look at that, guys.
I feel like it sounds better too. I know it doesn't, but just because the interface is nice, it feels like it does.
Look at full screen Apple CarPlay. Over here. Dude, that's sick. Maps, we don't have this set up because you need a Wi-Fi dongle for that. So yeah. And this is the carnage. That's what happens when you take apart your car. All right, that is our video for today. We hope you enjoyed and learned something. Decide whether or not you may want to upgrade your entertainment system. It is quite difficult, mainly just to snap. So if you know how to do those little BMW snaps, you're all set. If you want this device on your car, contact me and we can get you hooked up. You can contact me, DM me on Instagram at carcreationsyt, or just send me an email, carcreationsyt@gmail.com, and we can get you set up with one. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, as well as if you have any feedback, we'd love to hear what you have to say. Most of all, please give the video a big like and subscribe for plenty more content to come. We hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next one. Now, if you're for the faint of heart, don't watch as I get into this. Cut away from, cut away from yourself. Yeah, let's cut away from. So I'm gonna get comments. What? Ah, the wind!